Hey, what's up, guys? We're back at again with the last challenge that will be ever here with the season shop, the Evolutions Mayhem Challenge. Let's get after it and show you guys the best stack. So first off, this challenge is going to be filled with a lot of log bait and arrows bait cards. So even though arrows aren't an evolution, I feel like they just fare a lot better than evos like Zap and Snowball. Sure, like you can cycle those a lot, but hey, I'd rather kill an evolved Archer's Dark Goblin, or heck, even Firecracker Evolution with my arrows instead of having to cycle to get that +1 elixir trade against those cards with the Evo Zap. So for reference, I think that most of the time when you're going to be playing, you want to be splitting up your Evolved Archer, splitting up your Wall Breakers, splitting up your Recruits, and then using Mega Knight or Lumberjack on defense if opponents spam a lot. Evolved Ice Spirit is just nice to have a cycle so then you don't get destroyed by random stuff. And yeah, this deck is really good. You could use like an Evolved Firecracker instead of one of these two if you wanted, and replace the Mega Knight with Evolved Goblin Cage if you wanted. Those are two substitutions. Or even throw in an Evolved Goblin Barrel instead of the Wall Breakers. But for all intents and purposes, I think this is the strongest deck out of all the ones that I tested. I'm going to be playing this on my mini account today because I don't have any reason to play this on my main account. There's no thing to gain. I literally have everything maxed out, and I want to max out my mini account. I do not have any room to waste, so let's go right into it and hopefully wreck some people. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about these decks, just let me know in the comment section. I'll try to help you guys out. I really recommend whenever you're going into these challenges, try to play them, the decks that is, in the event tab before you jump into the challenges, because then you'll have a better grasp of how to play. Of course, if you guys subscribe to the channel, if you stay tuned, I break down how to play each deck every single time there's a challenge. I'm literally streaming at 2:43 a.m. so you guys can get the best insight on how to win this. And yeah, let's get after it. Let's see what we can do. Arrows there is probably not the best decision in the world, but it's not bad. I don't want to go and spam into him either. I'm going to kind of just try to Mega Knight and wait and see what he wants to do. This is good. I'm going to Mega Knight on that because it does end up killing the Hunter. And even though the Dark Goblin isn't able to immediately kill the Goblins, it's not that bad because we get Counter Push. And I'd rather get Counter Push and kill my opponent instead of like doing some rinky-dink operation and getting nothing. So a little bit better that way. So even though he's got to have P.E.K.K.A. and Goblin Cage, I do have Archers, so I feel really comfortable about this spot. And I can use an Ice Spirit here as well. And then I could arrows if I wanted, but I just think it's better to drop a Lumberjack here. I should have probably waited a split second so then the P.E.K.K.A. didn't get any damage on the Lumberjack. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you just don't play your absolute best. And that's the good thing about this deck is you don't really have to play perfect to win a lot of your games. I think that I'll make slip-ups here and there. I mean, it is almost 3 a.m. when I'm playing this challenge as early as possible. It doesn't even matter, though. Let me tell you guys, straight up, we got this on lock. I'm just going to go Recruits in the back. He's going to try to spam a Goblin Barrel into us. It's not going to work. We can also go for a Dark Goblin here. So then we have Recruits. They're working really, really well, especially even into all this amount of splash damage. Let me tell you, it is not easy for opponents to break through. It's going to be very, very difficult for him to get good trades into us as well because, I mean, we can continuously go in for Wall Breakers, Dark Goblins, all that shenanigans. The thing is, like, the Evolved Lumberjack is one of the main cards that you want to be abusing whenever you get the chance to use the evolution. It only costs 1 cycle. Same thing with Mega Knight. Those cards are really good for only having 1 cycle. They're kind of absurd. I think that the Archers, the Ice Spirit, they're not as impactful because you're not going to be able to get to them as often. But yeah, they're still good. I'm going to go Ice Spirit here so that we can cycle a little bit. I'm going to go Recruits in the back. I am a huge fan of using Evolved Dark Goblin on defense. I think it's a catastrophe for opponents. Like, legitimately, this will win you games, like, straight up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do that. And then we're going to go Mega Knight on this. I'm going to go Archers in the back. I don't think he's going to have arrows. Even if he does, it doesn't really matter. And we can Mega Knight on this when it gets a little bit closer. But yeah, this is about to be a disaster level curse for our guy. It's not going to be good. The Mega Knight and Evolved Dark Goblin are so annoying. And then I can throw down a Lumberjack here. And this is the push. If you can get something like this going, it's actually unstoppable. There's just no way. There's literally no shot that they're going to be able to stop this amount of shenanigans. So yeah, we're just going to spam all of our stuff and see what's up. I mean, it's really, really annoying. I look at the Lumberjack, look at the Wall Breakers. There's still a ton of damage. So yeah, he took way too much than he was able to take. And then we're going to have both lanes pressured here even more with the Dark Goblin. I'm going to throw a Lumberjack down because, again, what I was talking about earlier is you want to use cards when you're just trying to get back to overpowered cards. Run the ones that have 1 cycle. So that's why Lumberjack's in this deck. I originally had multiple bait cards in there, and I threw in a Lumberjack because it's a better card. It's a higher quality unit. So the reason I test these decks out is to make them stupid proof. So even if you guys aren't necessarily that great at the game, or maybe you're playing later in the day like me, you're still going to have success. You'll still be able to pop off. And yeah, I'm going to be treating this as an account that I wouldn't have Clash Royale, and I want to win every single game. I still have Clash Royale, I think, on this season because I'm trying to level up this account as much as possible. But Yeah, just trying to keep it real with you guys. Wall breakers are so OP. Yeah, wall breakers are really, really, really good. The reason why wall breakers are so solid is if you split them, then it forces elixir on both sides. A lot of times, like the opponent, yeah, look at that. He ended up spending 7 elixir. That's huge. So we can Mega Knight on this. Then we can go archers on defense to activate King Tower. So archers in this placement will activate King Tower against the Firecracker. And then we can also go Ice Spirit here as well. And just hold the Firecracker in place so we don't get finessed. I also really want to go Dark Goblin aggressively here because I want to help out our Mega Knight, potentially break through that Valkyrie, and see if we can cook his tower a little bit. It's not 100% guaranteed, but sometimes the Mega Knight will jump onto the tower there. It's always fun when it happens. So the Dark Goblin will lock into our tower here if, okay, I guess I'm going to arrows. You want to spend 6 elixir. All right, buddy. Okay, all right. We're fine with that. Yo, what's up, guys? Good afternoon from Germany. Jawohl, sir. Donkey Shun for stopping by. Would you ever want to try Splash Yard deck? In this challenge, you want to abuse the maximum amount of evolutions. So I think the only card worthwhile playing that wouldn't be evolved is arrows because it does kill a lot of the evolved cards for a even trade. That's why I can justify playing arrows. A lot of the other cards, if you're thinking about Splash Yard in this, it's just not going to be good. It's going to be mediocre at best. We're trying not to go for mediocre decks. We want to have you guys win these challenges without too much trouble. So I'm going to go archers again, left side. I think that this Valkyrie shenanigans won't be that big of a deal. Firecracker could hit our tower. I don't really care about that. It's not going to do as much damage as he's already done on the other side. There's Mega Knight here. The reason why we have Mega Knight in the deck is, again, you guys, you know, if you want to win games fast and you don't really want to think that much, Mega Knight is a really, really good card to play. So as you can see, it's just going to jump on the tower. And then we, of course, are going to go arrows on that Firecracker. You're just going to see the benefits of playing a free win deck, basically. If you have the potential of applying pressure and your opponent overcommits into you, you throw down a Mega Knight and the game's just won. So just a good vibe, you know? Supercell, dude, I've talked about that so many times, you know? If I talk about things a billion, trillion, million times, and then, you know, I spend, I don't know, countless hours talking to Supercell behind the scenes, being like, hey, I would change these things. You know, I'm not the YouTuber to harass on that stuff anymore, man. I've said my piece. You can look at other YouTubers that have said nothing. I'm not that guy. I am not that guy, man. I've spent, I don't even know. I think the only person maybe spent more time than me on that was Adrian Piedra. That was probably the only other YouTuber. But yeah, not the person. Anyway, we're gonna go in for Dark Goblin here. Probably arrows. Maybe even pull back the Lumberjack and then take no damage. Kind of a vibe. And then looks like we're in a super solid spot. I mean, can't say anything about that. We're just gonna go in for a Mega Knight directly on all of his bridge spam. We won this. Let's go, let's go. Easy, light work. But yeah, if you guys want to win a ton of games, I do think that Evolved Ice Spirit isn't not going to be your main go-to thing. It's just generally one of those things that, yeah, it's just a card to keep the cycle there. Pretty good against like Mega Knight and P.E.K.K.A bridge spam if you're needing a little bit more time. But yeah, if you're looking for my opinion on the updates, go watch any of my like live streams, the recent ones. There's so many live streams that I've done. And my tweets. But, you know, maybe you're not following me there. All my media is SirTagCR if you guys are not following me on Instagram or, you know, Twitter or whatever. Let's go. What time is it in your time zone? It's 2:50 a.m. What's your favorite evolution tag? I mean, I think right now it's probably Hunter to play. It's, the reason why I think Hunter is good for the, like, better than most of the other evolutions is it could actually get removed by spells that it's not like terrible. It's not terrible for the game from a sense like the hunter comes down and then you can't kill it and then it just locks everything up. No, like half the time the hunter will lock up a skeleton. The other half the time it's just like not going to do what it's supposed to do. So, you know, I would say that the hunter is easily removable as well comparatively to like an executioner. I'm kind of scared about the executioner. I think that's going to be kind of bad for the game, to be honest. They did emergency nerf it, so you know, what I've told you guys time and time again, I'm not that YouTuber that's going to create content on something that's blatantly overpowered, that's going to get nerfed immediately. You go and watch all their videos, literally every other YouTuber's videos, every single video that they created was irrelevant. I'm not going to say, like, they shouldn't be doing it, but I just have a higher standard of what I create content on. If I know that something's going to get nerfed, and I assume, like, this card is just really, really overpowered, I'm not going to create a video on the really overpowered thing, and then have that video stay up. And then just have that on my channel. I kind of dislike that because like that it's kind of all the people that are clicking on that video for future content, you guys are going to get a video that's irrelevant or giving you a misconception of like what the game's actually like. I think it's fine if it's like a balance change. And I also think it's fine if they're doing that. you know, I assumed that it was going to get nerfed because it's just so broken out of proportion. But yeah, sometimes people just do whatever for views. Makes sense too. I mean, maybe them showing the content made sure that Supercell would nerf it because the reaction to the community was so like polarized by the card. But I kind of doubt that. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to business here. This Mega Knight and Lumberjack is doing so much work, so we win. Tips on Giant Graveyard. Giant Graveyard, it's a lot of people brainlessly spam it at the bridge. It's not actually like that. A lot of times you want to get elixir advantage and then you kill them. It's more so like you defend with the Dark Prince after your opponent spams into you, then you drop a giant at the bridge, and then you graveyard. It's more so a defensive deck until you get the opportunity to spam them. Also, in these challenges, I'd say the number one thing to do is just play defensive as well. A lot of times, I think the number one mistake is just like doing something stupid like Mega Knight at the bridge and then saying, Jake, your deck sucks. My deck is never going to be bad in these challenges. It will always be one of the best ones in the thing, just based off of like, you know, the amount of time that I spend testing it, and also like most people that are competitive will not be playing these. So I don't think you'll have another competitive or like higher level player actually create challenge videos on these decks and stuff. Most of my friends that are really good at game or way better than me just think that these challenges are irrelevant or not fun, and they don't really care about like creating content for you guys on, you know, the casual challenges. So yeah, you know, I think that generally these challenges are really fun for me because I like creating decks. I enjoy like building different things, and I enjoy like the challenge of optimizing stuff. A lot of my friends just feel like that's super boring and they'd rather just grind ladder. Like, Jake, how are you doing this? A lot of them are like, you have to stay up until 3 a.m. and create a video on a challenge that's lame. I feel like a lot of the community as well hates these challenges, and I actually love them. So I don't know. I think one of the biggest reactions to this this update was like, hey, the challenges are going to get buffed, so there's going to be more rewards for them. People were really pissed. I was like, hey, I like these challenges. Let's go. So unironically, I do think the update might be slightly good for me in a small type of way, but also at the same time, I am not going to celebrate a small win when the overarching update was pretty bad. Like most of the update, 99% of it, like how they rebranded stuff was mid. Like the entire update was bad. But yeah, that would be like the only thing for content creators that specifically do challenges. All right, I hit Ultimate Champion for the first time this season. Congrats, man. Huge W. Didn't realize you're in PST. I'm about to head to bed. I wish you the best. Yo, NATO, I'll see you later, man. And sleep well, brother. Yeah, I'm going to wake up at 9 a.m. because I have consulting for a YouTube. Well, not YouTube. I have consulting for a gaming company, and I'm helping them create a better game. So that's really cool. And by the way, like a lot of times so I don't know if you guys know this, but I'll just give you straight up transparency. All the, you know, feedback that we give to Supercell, I write like a ton to them. I give them a ton of feedback on like what I think is bad, what is good. I'm like, hey guys, next update. I literally wrote this morning when I was tired. Like, next update, you guys need to deliver a W all the way around. Like, no, don't remove stuff, only add things of value, because we want to be able to trust you guys where the update is not going to have like give and take. We don't want any you know, opportunities for a losing update. We want only W's. So if you're readjusting something, make sure like 100 million% it is not a nerf. It is only a buff. And I like the entire like content creator sphere like upvoted my post. So I don't know. I wrote something obviously way longer than that and way more well thought out. That's just like one of the things that we do, or at least I do for Supercell, where I'm just like trying to give them feedback of like what the community is thinking, because I really care about the game. All the other games that I get feedback for, like, you know, it's not like I don't care about the game, but I'm like not playing their game for like YouTube. So I don't really like, I'm not personally invested into it, right? And it's also like not my favorite game in the world like Clash Royale is. So Clash Royale, I'll give consulting for free. All the other games, like a lot of the games like will pay us for consulting. So it's like, Supercell, listen to us, trust us, like all the other game developers do. I've only been playing video games my entire life like a degenerate. That being said, I don't think that people that play video games are like always qualified to give advice, but yeah, I've been in a lot of like competitive settings, I guess. Any tips for this challenge? Yeah, I would say just focus on counter pushing. I'll give more tips right now. I'm sorry about that. I'll break down every single rest of these games transparently as I play. I'll tell you guys my tips and tricks, because I could have done better about that. Might be. got carried away with. I was just yapping. I'm a professional yapper. All right, so first thing that you want to do with this deck is cycle a card like Ice Spirit, because it's really not going to give your opponent any counter push. After the Ice Spirit's on the arena, like, you're just going to get value. If I go Recruits in the back, it's going to, you know, combat both sides. I'm not really going to get punished by that. I don't want to cycle my Dark Goblin. It's my only anti-air defense. So if you only have Dark Goblin or Archers, you kind of want to keep them. Arrowing on top of a Firecracker is going to be a 3 for 3, so it's generally worth it. I don't want them to damage down my Recruits. I got damage on the tower. The only downside is I'm not cycling there. So if we Dark Goblin in the inside corner, it will actually hit the cannon if they drop the cannon in the middle. And the Dark Goblin will literally not get targeted by the tower, if that's the case. Dark Goblins trade evenly. They both die in one shot. Not that big of a deal. That dude doesn't have cannon, so the wall breakers might connect to the tower. This looks pretty good for us. Okay, so I'm going to go in for an Ice Spirit with a Lumberjack, because the Ice Spirit will tank for the Lumberjack, giving us a little bit more time to work with the Lumberjack and keeping it alive a little bit longer. If we Ice Spirited afterward, then, you know, Lumberjack takes the targeting, the Ice Spirit does its jump, doesn't really do anything for us. So he's going to Batter Ram. I don't think that's, like, going to do that much damage, but it will connect to my tower. There's really no way of stopping the Barbarians from locking on my tower there, but it's all good. Doesn't really matter to me. As long as we can get Archer's counter push, I will eat the damage for the greater good of being able to spam more. Kind of how I like to play Clash Royale in general in these challenges. A lot of times I assume, like, it's not the best defensive players in the world. It's not Muhammad Light. So if I eat some damage for, you know, dealing a lot of damage is vibe. Oh, if you didn't know, if you wall breakers like this, the Firecracker actually does not hit the wall breakers, and it misses and it dies, and then you keep both wall breakers alive. That's a cool tip for a lot of you guys if you didn't know that. One of the reasons that I think wall breakers are just a really good card. It's super good against Firecracker. I don't really like Firecracker that much right now in this deck because of king tower activations like that. Maybe you're not going to be playing against good players that can do that, but, you know, that's just the reason why I don't like it. Lumberjack, again, is so goated. I'm going to go Dark Goblin here before I cycle my Lumberjack, because I know the Lumberjack will come down anyway. It'll give me value. I really like this position right now. Wow, I really struggled with the word position. But I can probably get through here with the wall breakers because the cannon will not pull because of the unit pathing where it got nerfed. So the Dark Goblin might not hit the cannon there. Oh, no, it does. All right, cool. Yeah, it gets hit because he drops the cannon so absurdly low. If he dropped it in the middle in, like, the correct spot that would pull the wall breakers, the Dark Goblin would hit it, and then it wouldn't get targeted by the tower. Ooh, we can show it right here. Fake. This Dark Goblin should not get targeted by the tower. If you guys see that, the Dark Goblin did not get targeted by the tower. Kind of cool, if you ask me. Maybe you're not asking me, but if you are asking me, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a really, really awesome reason to run Dark Goblin in a bridge spam deck like this one. Drop it in the inside corner here. The cannon does not actually allow your Dark Goblin to die. So yeah, I try to give a lot of advice and tips like that. I have played the game a lot, so I like really geek out on all the micro interactions like that stuff. So yeah, hopefully when I commentate and don't just yap about personal life or random BS, I'm able to help you guys out. Did you drink a Yappuccino? Nah, man. I actually just had strawberries, had some raspberries, had apples with oatmeal and honey. Man, it was phenomenal. What's up, sir? Never get to watch you live. Glad to have you here, man. Doc Watson. All right, so please show the deck. If you want to look at the deck, you can always go back to the very front of the video, very start of it, and the deck will always be shown before I play. All right, so we go Recruits in the back because, again, it's just a safe bet. We're going to Dark Goblin here so it does not get hit by the tower. And then we're in a phenomenal spot. Really good to go for Archers here as well. The Dark Goblin's still alive. I do like going Archers a little bit lower here, so it's not going to give him the arrows value on everything. I do want to cycle an Archer plus Lumberjack and then Wall Breakers because he doesn't have arrows in cycle. And we can Ice Spirit in front of the Archer on the right side. I do think the Ice Spirit probably isn't necessarily necessary, because the Archer on the right probably just isn't going to take the tower with anything else. But, you know, we're investing in the future. It's just one elixir. It's going to freeze the tower, allowing our Archers to deal more damage. The Ice Spirit was going to get targeted by the tower instead of the Archer. So overall, just really good. Thoughts on Evo Executioner? I was correct about it. I said it was going to be nerfed, and I was right. I was also correct about the update being bad. I predicted it to be bad for progression, and you guys can go check on my live streams. I literally titled, like, need to max my account urgently. And if you watch the videos or if you remember, I literally was like, I don't think this is going to be good. No YouTuber actually had information. I didn't have information. I just predicted it to be bad, and it was bad. It's kind of funny. It's sad that you can reliably predict that with pretty high accuracy. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully next time, like, you know, if I predict stuff like that, hopefully I'm just straight up wrong. I want to be wrong. I want the update to be a banger. Stream at 3 a.m.? Yeah, man. I always stream at 3 a.m. I try to get these challenges out as early as possible, showcasing the best decks for the challenges so you guys can complete them as quick as you can without using Clash Royale. It's sad when I like go on my YouTube channel and I'm like, damn, I could have been earlier. I could have stopped people from using a bad deck from Royal API and, you know, missing out and losing the challenge. I still can't stop people from randomly going into the challenge without, you know, testing the deck and then just sucking. But yeah, if you test the deck and you practice it, you shouldn't lose. Or, you know, it is what it is. Like, you can lose. Don't feel bad if you lose, but like, you know, you'll have a much higher chance of winning. A much higher chance of winning if you practice the deck a little bit. So like right here, we can just Mega Knight, and I like using Mega Knight in this deck because it's kind of like so good on counter push, whereas the cannon just sits back and it's not as easy to play. So I built these decks with that in thought, where I personally would probably play Goblin Cage Evolution because I just really like the card, but realistically it's like not as easy to use. All right, we're just gonna go Ice Spirit here. Gonna be able to hold that in place, and then I can go arrows on the Firecracker, and then just everything dies, right? Let me use a Dark Goblin here. Wait, am I kind of cooked? Woo! I suck. I was kind of bad. I was kind of mid. Mid gameplay alert. Mid gameplay alert. We're still okay, but like, not my best work. Not my best work, my dudes. My best work. I literally misclicked that. All right. We'll focus. We'll buckle down against Mr. Daenerys. Or Mrs. Daenerys. Hagarian. Trying to tag me some dragons out here or something. Alright, so yeah, we're just going to recruits in the back because if we fight on his side of the map, it's bad. So we're going to track card cycle. He's a couple cards away from Firecracker, so we don't have to worry about bridge spam for a little bit. I mean, Firecracker bridge spam, that is. We do have to worry about that. I mean, should be good, though. I can just Ice Spirit on this. No way that's taking my tower, right? And then we can go Dark Goblin and then go Wall Breakers. And then our stuff is too far at the bridge, so they can't do anything. This guy's cooked. It's over. We're going to arrows. Dark Goblin should reach tower, and that's going to be 2 shots. Doesn't really matter. Game's over. GG. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't really focused, so we kind of took more damage than I should have, and I missed a kite. But as you guys can see, you don't even have to play that well. Like, this is not top 1,000 gameplay on my end. You know, I'm top 1,000 player. I'm not even playing at my full potential, and we're still winning. So you guys, you know, play as poorly as me at 3 a.m. without a brain cell while commentating. You guys can definitely do this. 100p. Your body used to getting up this early? I mean, I get 8 hours of sleep. I have like a sleep mask, and I just chill with that. Dude, I super want to have a sleep mask sponsorship because that's something that I actually use. I don't know if you guys know this, but I refuse to take paid products unless it's something that I would personally actually use, because there's nothing more disingenuous than taking a paid product and be like, hey guys, look at this amazing paid product that I consume totally. I think it's amazing. And then you never use it. It's like, dude, I hate YouTubers that do that. Like with a burning passion, Free to play stuff that doesn't waste your, you know, audience's money. I think that's fine. You know, someone like looks at a mobile game that they don't like. Sure. Just don't download it. And if you do download it, you just don't play it and then you delete it. But you buy a product that you actually like get from people that you pay like $30 for is such a, oh man, it's brutal. Like, especially in this economy, like where, you know, things are just going down the toilet right now. People do not have the money to be wasting on influencer crap. That's terrible. Hey brother, do you need an editor for YouTube Shorts? I do not need an editor for YouTube Shorts. My editors are paid handsomely, and yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with the content that we're creating right now. So I appreciate you asking though, man. Appreciate you asking. But yeah, no, content is going great. Don't really need an editor or anything right now. Maybe that'll change in the future. Who knows? I am starting to expand and do more stuff. Anyway, we're gonna activate King Tower. We're chilling. We're vibing. Go for a Dark Goblin other side. Go and snipe that. I don't think that's that great. I mean, the Dark Goblin is going to get some... Oh my gosh. That was great. That Mega Knight was what greatness was made of. I had no respect for the Mega Knight, and he's like, Jake, I got you. Playing against someone from the Hot Milk Clan, and we are milking all of his elixir. That was insane. W Dono? Yeah, W Dono. Thank you, man. Gonna go archers here. It cleans up. Cleans house. No damage. Oh my gosh. You literally tried to evolve Zap in my face. That is... Despicable minion. You're not even despicable me. Despicable you, bro. Okay, alright. Wait. We're just going to cook because we can arrows this. The archer are going to be in cycle semi soon, right? Do we have evolved archers? Yeah, we do. I already know how this is going to go. Going to evolved archers on a Valkyrie. Say sayonara. Go in for wall breakers. A spirit. I mean, this lumberjack's going to kill the firecracker for sure. And then the Evolved Archers might even reach the tower and win us the game. Yeah, the game's just over. So the Evolved Archers, when you split them on both sides, it's generally the best practice. Because if you split Evolved Archers, the way it works is they are going to be harder for the opponent to deal with. And look at how much damage they're going to do. They're maybe just going to straight up 3-crown. I don't want to 3-crown this guy. Damn it. That would have been nice. That would have been clean. Yeah, as you can see, this deck is definitely pretty well thought out. It works really well on defense and offense. Doesn't really require that many placements. You know, you don't have any buildings. And you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I spent 3 elixir on defense. I'm not going to get anything out of it. Like, nah, you're going to get elixir out of all of your cards. Do you ever play Clash of Clans? I did for a sponsorship. I didn't love it. I mean, the thing is, I liked playing it with Judo Sloth. Man, it seems like a hard game to create content out of. It seems like a game that I probably wouldn't want to play that much because it's got training time. I like to generally jumping into a mobile game, having that dopamine hit of playing a fast match, and then jumping out. Like, I personally want to play games on my YouTube channel that I like. So, I think I've said this a million times, I'll say it again. I like Brawl Stars, but I don't like it as much as Clash Royale, and I don't like it as much as Pokemon. And I guarantee you that I would have been very, 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 very big on Brawl Stars if I had just, like, created content on it randomly. The answer is yes. Your views get boosted if you do Brawl Stars stuff. Like, straight up boosted. My first video that I ever created in Brawl Stars, I'm not even a fib. You guys can go check this out. It was 85 to 100,000 views or whatever it is. I don't know where it's at right now. It's like 70,000 to 80,000 last time I checked. Probably higher than that. SirTag, first time ever playing Brawl Stars. That video just popped off, and it was on something that you guys, like my actual audience, hated because they're like, you guys can only play Clash Royale. You have Clash Royale in your name. So the video performance tanked. If I did it on my second channel, it would have gotten even more views. So I realized that my friends that do YouTube and are really, really analytical more so than me are just like, Jake, you're an idiot. Why would you post this on your main channel? You're just going to tank your audience because your audience isn't going to click through the video. Even if your video is good, like your video is going to get no views. I'm like, oh, rip. So yeah, and actually the performance of the video was way worse, even though the video was actually great. It just took a while for it to get, you know, more views because of me tanking it, showing it to an audience that only wanted to watch Clash Royale, which was sad. But yeah, when Brawl Stars people got recommended it, it just like popped off. Anyway, Pokemon like is way harder to get more views on, I think, right now, because it's super saturated. Brawl Stars, I mean, it's probably saturated, but it's like easier. I don't know why. I think maybe gaming in general is just generally easier. I think Clash Royale would do so well with views if they did better updates. So we'll see what happens. Clash of Clans, I don't know. It seems too slow paced for me, at least. So this is going to be interesting. Probably shouldn't have magnet it. It is what it is. Lumberjack here, maybe. I do think this is okay. I mean, it's not bad. Just do this. Let the Lumberjack do its thing. Like, row recruits up in here. Ice Spirit afterward. The Dark Goblin staying alive is comical. Like, that's silly. That's just straight up silly. That thing should not be alive. You need to unalive that real quick, my guy. Alright, the skeletons are a little bit obnoxious, but it's fine. Let's go here. I do think we just, like, straight up spam him with, like, yeah, I think we just straight up spam him. I think it's going to be really tough for him to defeat. Dark Goblin's not going to do much. This guy seems pretty good. He seems like he's playing pretty well, though. Especially with the Valkyrie and then the Mega Knight, having those both in the same deck. Kind of annoying. Not going to fib. That is a real challenge for us. Alright, I bet you he just, like, well, I bet you he Hog Riders here. Yeah, so we have to go Mega Knight on this. And we'll see what we can do. I think we're maybe cooked. It's going to be challenging. Okay, if that jumps on my tower, I'm cooked. I'm dead. Come on, pick me up. I'm scared. Alright, alright. Hear me out. If we do this, and we evolved archers, and we kill a Tesla. We tickle his Tesla. And then we go in for other stuff. It might work. I think it's going to work, but it might work. Hear me out for a second. We got wall breakers. We got other stuff. We got a Dark Goblin. Come on, Fart Goblin. Alright, Fart Goblin's not doing what it's supposed to do. We need a Mega Knight on a Hog Rider. He's going to be dropping on the left side. Nice. And then knock it back. Knock 'em, sock 'em, robots. I mean, this is not terrible. Okay, it's pretty bad. I guess I'm cooked. Looks like I'm cooked. I don't know, though. Damn, dude, that did not connect. That's sad. A little bit sad. A little bit sad. Not the most sad I've ever been, but pretty sad. I think that hits my tower. Oops. I did not believe. I was not the chosen one. I wish I didn't arrows that. Man, I could have maybe won this. Definitely a challenging game, I would say. But hear me out. You won anyway. That's crazy. Nice. So that's probably the most challenging matchup you guys will ever get. Is if you somehow match into an Evolved Tesla, Valkyrie, Mega Knight deck. We still cooked him. Nice. Good W's. Also a good player too. By the way, one of the #1 things that I would recommend. Okay, this guy's on a mini account. One of the things I would not recommend is jumping into the challenge as early as possible. If you jump into the challenge as early as possible, hypothetically, it matches you against people with a similar win rate or the similar amount of wins. So because I started the challenge as early as I possibly could, every person that I'm playing against is at like 7 or 8 wins. That means because I've won all of my matches in a row, the people I'm playing against have also won all of their matches in a row. So please, if you guys are doing these challenges, take a little bit of time, wait like at least a couple hours. Don't do it at the start like me. And also practice the deck beforehand. Yeah, the vibe. Do you like bow hunting? Nah, I don't. All right. Stop the yap. You're playing a dead game. You're watching a dead game, apparently. Just like, you know, I don't know, man. It's like it's not really an insult to me, you know, like, sure, you can call the game whatever you want. I'm just going to have fun with it. I'm not the person out here saying, you know, like, I don't know. This is kind of weird, bro. Do you watch football? What's your favorite team? I actually don't watch football. Also, if you're saying football, like, do you mean soccer, American football, or like what? But yeah, I think the thing is, like, if you ever watch something you don't like, I really recommend like watching other things or playing things that you actually like. Time is valuable. Time is precious in life. So definitely don't waste it, man. Definitely don't waste it if you don't like something. All right. Can we have old troll content back, like fake give ups activating King Tower? Those are golden funny moments. Dude, I would love to do more like that. I just don't want to regurgitate the same videos that I've done before. Because if I do that, then I might be like, Jake, it's kind of trash, you know, like you're running out of concepts, you're running out of content. So maybe I should come up with different ideas. I could also do things that I've done like 4 or 5 years ago if it's actually a really good concept and you guys want to see a different take on it with new meta, maybe evolutions, maybe some different stuff. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe that makes sense. If you guys have specific concepts or videos that you guys want to see, let me know in the comment section. I'll literally read everything in the comment section. Any concept, any idea, you guys let me know. Comment on this video or after the video becomes like a video, you know, after the live stream becomes a video. Comment on it. I will try to read everything. And yeah, I'll take into consideration some of your ideas. If I do use your idea, literally, I will feature your idea in the video. Like I will show it and be like, hey, shout out to this person, basically on screen. Like, yeah, that you guys will be literally featured in the video if I use your idea. All right. We are cooking here. I think we might be able to 3-crown, which would be cool. Love to, you know, put this man out of his misery right now. Oh, he's literally going to Mega Knight on the right side. That is not going to work, my guy. He's dead. I'm going to ignore and just spam more because that's my motto. You guys don't know that is kind of the meme motto out here. Ignore and spam more. That was the freest 3-crown of my life. So yeah, if you guys want to copy this deck, I'll show it again on screen. We literally won every game in a row, all the way to 9. And that was pretty divine. We love to see that. Hell yeah. If this deck or this video helps you out, or if you just like me in general, 100% just leave a like on the video. It helps me out more than I can say. I mean, I did stay up until 3:15 a.m. to create this content for you guys. I tested a bunch of decks. I came up with the best one. And as you guys can see, every game was a win. Every game that I tested as well. So love seeing that. Oh, damn, we get this too. Oh, wait, I should probably I'll claim that later. I don't really know what I want to use that on. But I do want to use this on as many things as I possibly can right now. Oh, the shop offers, man. Should I grab these? It's once in a lifetime thing, you know. These things are going to go away. They're going to go away. I'll just buy them. That's a little bit silly. I probably shouldn't. I don't need those decorations that much. I do, however, need this. And I also need Elixir Collectors really bad. What else do I want here? Nothing else really inspires happiness for me here. Maybe Fireballs. Do I already have Fireball Max? I don't know. I'll figure that out later. But yeah, huge thank you to everyone that's here. Oh, we got banners collected. Nice, nice. If you guys haven't already, definitely make sure that you spend your season tokens before they get swooped up as gold. That is one of the worst feelings in the world. Happened to me, so don't let it happen to you. And check out the pinned comment if you guys want to see a video that I created recently. That was the best video I created all year. Actually, screw it. I'll post in the pinned comment. I'll post it here too. If you guys want to see my favorite video of the year, it's here. That's the best video that I created this year. It was literally legendary. By far the best content that I put out. The edits were hilarious. If you guys want to have a good laugh, if you want to see something that you will not see in any other Clash Royale content on my channel, on anywhere, literally I haven't seen anything that funny in my life. Shout out to my editor. He literally popped off. This was not a reflection of me. Shout out to him. We paid him a lot of money, put out something amazing, and I am so thankful and blessed to have him on my team. So content was fun. It's a deck that you've never seen before, and it was ranked 32 in the world. But like, straight up, hands off, this was not my video. My editor just did a phenomenal job on this. So check that out in the comment section and also in the pinned comment. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Let me know how the challenge works for you. Let me know in the comment section what video ideas you want to see in the future. And no matter when or where you're watching, I hope you have an awesome one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And yeah, I'll be back at it again when these challenges ramp up. And I will show you guys the best decks every single time, how to complete them as quick as possible. And you guys hopefully dominate. Love you guys. Peace. See you later.